Welcome to Bloodbath and Beyond. Today we review the supernatural slasher, Some Kind of Hate.
Written and directed by Adam Egypt Mortimer, starring Grace Phipps, Sierra McCormick, and Ronen Rubinstein, Some Kind of Hate is about a troubled teen who awakens the spirit of a girl who then takes vengeance on all his tormentors.
So what do we like? I like the look of this movie. I thought the production value was top notch, the camera work was great, and all of the lighting was pretty solid.
I agree. It had this gritty look to it, which I thought suited the film really well. The story in this movie was typical. You have a troubled teen who gets picked on, but then they twisted it and they had this supernatural aspect. I didn't expect that. I didn't think it was gonna have a ghost. And I liked it. I liked the way she was actually killing people. It was an interesting move.
Essentially, the ghost forces people to slice their arms, slice their necks, and just cut themselves. The blood sprays, and it sprays a lot.
There were great visuals on the cutting of the ghost and the people getting killed.
Another visual aspect of this film was the gorgeous talent that we had. I mean, we had the hunks, but we also had the babes. Grace Phipps was absolutely gorgeous. Stunning. And we also had Lexi Atkins from Zombievers. So regardless of your sexual preference, there's some eye candy, and it's quality.
I also liked Lincoln in this movie. He was bullied, but he wasn't like this moping kid. He wasn't like somebody who I just didn't feel sorry for. He actually was a nice guy. He took care of plants and horses. He also had some backbone to him. So he was actually a good main character to connect with.
It kind of showed you a different side to the typical emo kid, which we're used to just sulking in the corner the whole time. He punched bullies in the face, stabbed them in the face with forks.
Yeah, and he didn't enjoy it. He was trying to hold back. It was just a well-rounded character, so it was nice to see.
So what didn't we like?
I don't understand the rules when it comes to ghosts. Everyone could see her, they could punch her, and then she could hurt herself, and then whatever she did to herself, she would do to other people. But it wasn't clear if there was a way to stop her, how exactly she came back.
And in some scenes, the people couldn't see her.
Yeah.
So it was a little strange.
When you have a killer, usually there are rules on how to stop them, but this one is just she could just go on forever.
I thought that the color grade was a little too desaturated. I thought the whole movie just had a blah look to it. From a production standpoint, it looked nice, it was shot well, but the color grade really took it a step back just because it was so bland. I also didn't like that we saw the ghost right away, and that the ghost was not very scary. She was super casual with the people that she encountered, and so you were never frightened, you never felt much about her presence being somewhere. You didn't feel threatened when she was around. You definitely should when it's somebody who could take the life of whoever she's standing next to.
I kind of felt like she needed to hunt after these people a little more. All of her victims essentially weren't too fleshed out. There was some nice use of the darkness, but not enough of the jump scares.
She's just standing in the background, you can see her, and she just walks over and does something. Nothing was ever frightening.
Yeah, no, it wasn't scary, and a good ghost movie is scary. Now, this movie ran about an hour and 24 minutes, and I feel like we could have used maybe 5-10 minutes to show what happened to Moira, who was the ghost.
They don't talk about her.
Yeah, they just kind of have her show up. And then, again, they don't show anything, they just tell us about her backstory. I don't know if we should sympathize with her.
Well, we've heard she was bullied, but we don't know.
Yeah, so it's just we needed more from her.
Now it's time for our final thoughts and ratings. Some Kind of Hate was pretty solid. I really thought it had a nice look and some cool stylistic choices when it came to the cinematography. I thought that all the acting was on point. It was a nice play at a supernatural slasher, but I thought that Moira could have been developed a lot more, and we should have learned a little bit more about the supporting cast, because the kills, well done well, didn't hit home enough because we didn't know who they were. All in all, I think it was a pretty decent movie, so I'm gonna give this 3 graceful 3s after banging Grace Phipps the night prior out of 5.
Overall, I think this movie's pretty enjoyable. It was a different take. You had some interesting kills, some nice blood effects. What's lacking is development of supporting characters, some story that felt left out that needed to be in there to make this a more emotional film. I felt like it had to be more emotional for us to really connect with the characters and really get a better experience. So I'm gonna give this 3 sexy silhouettes out of 5.
As always, thank you for watching. Like this video, and if you've seen the film, let us know in the comments. If you haven't, check it out. There's a link in the description. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel to stay updated with our reactions, reviews, and games of What Would You Do?